are now turned into Angela, but I call her Yee. Way up.
Way up. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here with me.
Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Jasmine Brand.
You're looking very bright and festive.
Well, I've been switching my headphones up every day.
Yeah, Angela has on some like mustard yellow headphones, and she has an eyelid to match.
These are the Fendi Beats by Dre headphones.
Of course they are.
Thank you. Classic throwbacks. I'm also drinking ginger apple lemon drink fresh juice. You know, I got a pressed juice company. Trying to start it off right. I started working out again yesterday. You know how you work out one day and then you be looking like, oh, I look different already.
Do you feel like are you seeing results already, Angela?
Already. You know, now I'm drinking juices again. And so, yeah, that was my weekend. And I was watching the Oscars. Now, Jasmine has her site, the Jasmine Brand, entertainment site. So we're always going back and forth talking about what's happening. And one thing that we can say, we need to see Everything Everywhere All at Once. I have not seen that movie. I feel like when the Oscars come around, it's all these movies that win all the big awards. And you're like, what is this movie?
Never seen them. Yeah, I've only saw like one movie that was nominated.
And I feel bad to say this. I don't even think I heard of it.
I definitely did not hear about it.
I felt terrible.
Well, I don't know. I don't feel terrible.
I do feel bad. What am I? This out the loop?
We need to get ahead of this next time. Okay, we need to see what's nominated and just see a few of them.
And people will act like awards don't matter, but something like this will make everybody go and watch this. Like everybody's like, what's this movie that won 7 Oscars?
Yeah,
that swept the awards.
It also matters as an actress when you get nominated because that affects how much you're gonna get paid on your next project.
Oscar winning or Oscar nominated.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's a lot of highlights. We're going to talk about all of that and about last night. And then tomorrow, I actually have a very special guest joining us live.
Okay.
I wanted him to come in today, but he's doing like all these other things. It's day show and all of that. And, you know, I'd be late on stuff, so.
Could you call me? I was like, yeah, Angela, it's tomorrow. The Oscars are tomorrow.
I was like, whoop. Okay. All right. Well, we are going to shine a light on him this morning. All right. So the number is 800-292-5150 if you want to call and shine a light on somebody. And that means anybody who did something good, something positive. You know, we have people call in all the time to say they want to shine a light on their spouse, their kids, their mom. But then I love when people also do it to a complete stranger and you make their day when you do something like that. You know, we start the show off every day with some positivity. Show y'all if you're feeling a little sluggish, that's why. And you can only be late to work today. This is the only day they'll excuse that. It's Way Up.
I'ma shine. I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
Hey, okay. I didn't have my headphones all the way plugged in. I was like, why does it sound like that? It's Way Up at Angela Yee. It's a Monday. And Jasmine Brand is here.
Good morning. Happy Monday, Angela.
Who else feels a little off today? Because I think it's daylight savings.
I don't know if it's because on Mondays, like I fly in really early, so I'm already tired. So I just feel like this is my normal Monday mood.
I feel a little woozy today.
That's all that hard workout you fake did.
I know I really will run when I work out.
I know you. Yeah, you're a runner.
All right. So this is the part where we shine a light on somebody doing something positive. And if you don't get through, we can still play you at the end of the show for last word, 800-292-5150. I want to shine a light on somebody who I'm so excited about this. Now, y'all have heard me talk about this restaurant, Tatiana's. You've been there, Jasmine.
Finally.
Yes, we went to go eat. Actually, with her. Shout out to her. And Chef Kwame, who owns the restaurant, he actually now has a little section where my coffee uplifts people, and the tea from my coffee company, too.
Wow.
Yes. So if you look at the menu, it says cup. Coffee uplifts people with the logo and everything. And it's one of my favorite restaurants, so that is exciting.
That's a big deal. You sent me a picture, and I was like, what am I looking at?
Excited. So shine a light on Chef Kwame because he didn't have to do that
at all.
And I appreciate it. Not just having the product there, but also bang, stamp with the approval.
That's dope.
All right. Now, who do you want to shine a light on? 800-292-5150 is the number. Brianna.
Hi, Angela. I want to shine a light on Mr. Jimmy. I met him yesterday in Sam's Club. He's a complete stranger, or at least he was a complete stranger. I do a little bit of Instacart shopping in my free time. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but I snatched up an order. It was a huge order. I underestimated the amount of items I was getting, and so when I got to my car, they wouldn't all fit.
Uh-oh.
He packed some items. He packed some items up in his truck, and he actually followed me to the drop-off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I offered him, some of the money I was making from that order, and he just would not take the money. He was like, it's not about the money.
That's so nice.
He said God put him in the right place at the right time to help me, so all he wanted me to do was just pass it along, help somebody. So
that is amazing.
Mr. Jimmy.
And what's his name? Mr. Jimmy?
Yeah.
Okay, that's sweet. Thank you, Mr. Jimmy.
Thank you, ladies.
Amazing. I love that.
That's so sweet.
What's up, Eric? Who do you want to shine a light on?
What's up? My name is Eric Faber. I'm a middle school teacher at Southeast Middle School in Hopkins, South Carolina. I want to shout out all of my students. It's the end of our quarter for the 39 weeks. I just want to give them a shout out to continue to end strong. We got one more quarter before the school year ends, and have a good day today.
Okay.
I love that message.
Yeah, positivity, baby.
Thank
Let's end
you.
strong.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
All right, well, that was Shine a Light on Him. And when we come back, we have Yeetie, and we'll be talking about Ja Morant. Is it wrong that they have pictures of him in the strip club? We'll tell you everything that's going on surrounding him that we know of on Yeetie on Way Up with Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Talk to 'em.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. It's time for Yeetie. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here in her wheelhouse.
This is definitely my wheelhouse.
She in her mood. All right, and let's talk about Ja Morant.
Okay.
As you know, he's been getting into trouble, and now he's in trouble for flashing a gun on social media during a wild night at a Denver area strip club, according to Sports Illustrated. Powerade has since pulled their ads with him, and they have also stripped his likeness from the brand's website. It's crazy because Powerade normally hasn't done anything with any athletes in quite some time.
Right. Ugh.
Yeah, so, at the time, Nike also was saying they do appreciate Ja Morant's accountability. And they did say earlier that they were standing by him.
I like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, Nike, why can't we have Powerade follow suit?
Now there's reports that Ja Morant may be headed to rehab to get himself straight. He's reportedly checking himself into a rehab facility to help him overcome what's being described as an addiction to alcohol, in particular Hennessy and expensive tequila. All right. In addition to that, people are weighing in because now they've also showed pictures of him getting a lap dance at a strip club. I didn't think that was a big deal.
I didn't think
The
so.
pictures were obtained by the New York Post.
Who leaked
And it
them?
shows him at Shotgun Willie's establishment where he spent, they said, $50,000.
That's a nice spin.
Yeah, but you also want some privacy. You're
Yeah.
not supposed to take pictures and leak pictures inside this. I don't see what that has to do with anything. Here's what Steven Jackson had to say about it.
If anybody from my era that's trying to talk down on Ja, 80% of us would have been in the media or in some kind of jam if we had social media or if we played in the cloud chasing era, because all of us was partying in the strip clubs doing the same thing Ja was doing and 10 times worse. Trust me. So let it be, dog. We all did our thing.
All right.
Who leaked the photo?
It had to be from the club.
Yeah.
Somebody there. That's the only way because it's like footage.
Yeah.
Security camera footage is what it looks like. So
People need to be careful about, now people, I'm sure high profile individuals won't want to, go there.
yeah, that would make you be like, actually, it might make more people want to go, oh, this is where Ja Morant, this is a club where Ja Morant was.
I know, but I feel like high profile people will be like, I'm going to stay out of there.
I also feel like it wasn't that big a deal. I don't even understand the point of those pictures. It didn't show anything except him doing what
You do in a strip club.
he does in a strip club. It did look lonely. It was like, where's everybody?
Yeah, it's just him. It was a little nice one-on-one action. You know what I'm saying?
All right, now Blac Chyna is talking about reducing the cosmetic surgical procedures that she's had done to her body. She posted, "I want you all to be part of my life-changing journey. I reduced my breast and gluteus maximus. You all have the power to heal your life, and you need to know that." Angela White, that's her quote. That's her real name. Here's what she had to say.
So I'm at the doctor's office right now, and as y'all know, I've been changing my life and changing my ways. So one of the things that I feel like is going to take me to the next level is taking some of these shots out. So I just want all the ladies out there to know, do not get silicone shots because you can get sick, you can die, have complications, and all this other crazy stuff.
I thought that was illegal.
It is illegal, but people are still doing it. But I wonder what motivated her to get this done. Did she get sick? Because this is kind of coming out of nowhere.
Maybe she just saw herself and was like, I just don't want to. Yeah. And I mean, I see a lot of people that have had these surgeries wanting to get them reversed. I know people who have had a lot of complications.
Yes.
And it's very painful to get those things reversed, too.
And it's really painful. It's really painful just to have them sometimes, too.
And sometimes when you do that, it also just doesn't look the same. And so we wish her the best.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Glad that she's letting people know about it in case people are thinking about doing something. It might make you be a little more cautious.
Yep.
Now, she also posted, somebody said, please get some face filler dissolve, too. You don't need it and will look 10 times more beautiful without it. And she said, next on my list.
Okay, well, she's really being nice about the response to that.
Yeah.
Because I've been like, mind your business. I'm already open.
Well, she posted it already.
I know, but sheesh. Like,
and the person said it nicely. They said you would look 10 times better.
Okay. And then
more beautiful. You don't need it.
And then they put the prayer hands up.
Yeah, that's the prayer hands, just like all in peace. Come in peace. All right, well, that is your Yeetie. Thank you, Miss Jasmine Brand.
Thank you, Angela.
And when we come back about last night, you know, we both were watching the Oscars. We were going back and forth talking about everything that was happening. I feel really bad that the movie that swept the Oscars, I haven't seen it, but now I feel compelled to watch it.
Okay.
So we'll talk about all of that. If you guys didn't watch, we'll tell you some of the highlights, what some people had on. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah. Last night.
So, about last night.
Last night.
Here's how it went down.
All right, what's up? It is Way Up with Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here with me.
Good morning.
And this last night segment is some of the highlights of what happened last night.
Okay.
And the Oscars were on last night. You know, we pay attention to what everybody had on.
Of course we did.
Tem's outfit, which I love, but they were showing memes of her with people trying to sit behind her.
I would have been so annoyed if I was sitting behind Tim.
Her outfit was popping, though. She probably wasn't thinking about that.
Her stylish, it wasn't her job to think about that. That should have been her stylish job. She could have wore that on red carpet and then she could have changed to something.
Or maybe something that comes off.
Yeah, like ripped the hood off.
All right. So then the big winner, though, last night at the Oscars, though, Everything Everywhere All at Once. All right. That got 7. The Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Original Screenplay, and more.
That's a sweep, right?
I was like, what is this movie even about? Do you know?
No, I don't know. But the trailer actually kind of looked good.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you what it's about because, you know, I had to look it up because I was like, I did a deep dive.
Okay.
A middle-aged Chinese immigrant is swept up into an insane adventure in which she alone can save existence by exploring other universes and connecting with the lives she could have led.
Is that like sci-fi maybe? Okay, yeah. People are shaking their head in the studio saying, yes, kind of like sci-fi.
All right, well, it looks like we have to see that. Well, Jimmy Kimmel was the host.
Right.
And, of course, the last year's Oscars slap was addressed.
Of course.
During his opening monologue.
We want you to have fun. We want you to feel safe. And most importantly, we want me to feel safe. So we have strict policies in place. If anyone in this theater commits an act of violence at any point during the show, you will be awarded the Oscar for Best Actor and permitted to give a 19-minute long speech. No, but seriously, the Academy has a crisis team in place. If anything unpredictable or violent happens during the ceremony, just do what you did last year. Nothing.
Quick question, Angela. What did you think about Kimmel as a host overall?
I'm going to be honest, I was halfway watching the show.
Okay, moving on.
What did you think?
I actually liked him.
Okay.
And I like how
that was funny.
I like how he took shots at the Oscars, like, because what he said was really...
Right.
You know, he didn't let the Oscars off the hook of how they kind of handled it. So.
And the Oscars also has to learn how to be able to poke fun at themselves, too, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
And he did that for sure.
All right. Best Supporting Actor, since we already told you that Everything Everywhere All at Once swept pretty much everything, was Ki-Hu Kwan. And here's what he had to say.
My journey started on a boat. I spent a year in a refugee camp. And somehow, I ended up here on Hollywood's biggest stage. This is the American dream. Dreams are something you have to believe in. I almost gave up on mine. To all of you out there, please keep your dreams alive.
That was sweet.
I know, that was nice. And for Best Actress, the winner was Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
For all the little boys and girls who look like me watching tonight, this is a beacon of hope and possibilities. Dream big, and dreams do come true. And ladies, don't let anybody tell you you are ever past your prime. Never give up.
I love that.
Yeah, that's my favorite part,
We got
too.
time.
Thank God. Thank God.
All right, and for Best Costume Design, Ruthie Carter made history once again. It's her second win for Best Costume Design. She's the first black woman to win multiple Oscars in any category, and she won for Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Thank you to the Academy for recognizing the superhero that is a black woman. She endures, she loves, she overcomes. She is every woman in this film. She is my mother. This past week, Mabel Carter became an ancestor. This film prepared me for this moment. Chadwick, please take care of Mom.
I love that.
Yes.
And I love how she honored her mother and she mentioned Chadwick in the same breath. I thought that was really sweet.
That was really nice. So history for her, also history for Michelle Yeoh, who we played earlier. She made history as the first Asian woman to win Oscar for Best Actress. So history was made.
Yep.
Now, people were very upset that Angela Bassett did not get Best Supporting Actress for Wakanda Forever.
I am people.
Yes, people. And I saw a lot of memes. Jamie Lee Curtis won for Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. And I can't judge. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
So I can't say that I don't know. But, of course, we all wanted Angela Bassett to win. People thought she would be a shoo-in. We thought. We are people.
We are people. I'm always rooting for everyone black, so.
Yes. And so that was a tough one. But Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors, when they were up there presenting, they also did shout her out.
Yes, they did.
Hey, Auntie, we love you.
That
was cute.
Tribute to in the movie, by the way. You know, women don't like being just called auntie.
Yes, they don't.
All right, so that was her shout out, and that's it. I mean, that was some of it. Rihanna performed.
She looked amazing. I liked how Rihanna walked in at the beginning.
In her t-shirt. And people were like, Rihanna shows up wearing a t-shirt.
Looking so regular.
All right, well, that is your About Last Night. When we come back, we have Tell Us a Secret, 800-292-5150. We know y'all love this segment. That's where you get to make your little confessions, but you're anonymous, so we won't judge you. 800-292-5150. Tell us a secret.
Now I'm back at it.
You vibing way up with Angela Yee.
What's up is Way Up with Angela Yee, and it's time for Tell Us a Secret, 800-292-5150. Call us up. You can be anonymous. That's the whole point of it. There's no judgment, and we want to hear your secret on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Turn it up. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
This is the part of the show where you guys get to call in and confess something. There's no judgment.
Okay.
And you're just going to tell us a secret. We're not going to ask your name.
Right.
We're not going to tell you you're wrong for this, you're wrong for that. You guys have some shocking things going on.
Yeah, I'm always surprised. It's a lot. I feel like I have not lived. When I hear some of these secrets, I'm like, sheesh, I'm not doing enough.
Yeah, and
sometimes I am doing enough, but some of the
things that we get to hear, boy. But we appreciate it because it is quite entertaining.
It is. I wonder, do you feel better after you share the secret?
Yeah, I would think so. Sometimes you want to just breathe. And then also not hear any judgment.
Yeah, and we are like no judgment. Angela reminds me often, there's no judgment, Jasmine.
But we have questions. We can ask questions, right?
Yeah.
That's part of the thing. We can still ask you a question like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's the fun part. You let us ask you questions and you can kind of give your point of view and perspective of why you did whatever it was.
Well, 800-292-5150 is a number. You can always leave it too in case you don't get through, and we'll play it back at the end of the show for last word. But again, do not state your name and make sure your secret is juicy. Okay? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, 800-292-5150. Tell us a secret, anonymous caller.
My secret is I just got engaged in December. We're getting married next July. And I had to let it out that, I also just had a baby on the way. And I'm trying to figure out if I should tell my fiance or not.
Oh. Wait, should you tell your fiance? You better. Well, we're not here to judge. Sounds like a big secret, but she'll find out at some point.
Or will she?
That he has a baby on the way?
She hasn't found out thus far.
It's not here yet.
No,
What are you going to do when the baby comes?
I'm a paid supporter, obviously, but if I can keep it as a hush child, then I will.
So you plan to get married, have a baby, but never tell your wife?
Well, me and my fiance already have children.
Oh, okay.
So you cheated, you have a baby on the way, but you want to get married and keep it quiet?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, we're not here to judge you, sir. We'll see how that works out, but at some point, are you going to never bring the kid around, or I'm just asking questions?
I mean, Yeah, that's. I don't know. I guess I got to pray on it.
Oh, okay.
Prayers work to a limit. I don't know, sir. It feels like you haven't thought this out that well.
He said he go pray on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it up to Allah.
All right. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And just speechless.
Leave it up to God. God is like, I'm busy. Hello, Anonymous Caller. Tell us a secret.
Hi, ladies. Hi, Yee. Hi, Jasmine Brand.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Very anonymous. Normally, I would announce myself, but not on this one.
Okay.
About 4 years ago, or probably 5 years ago, I wrote into the prison pen pal thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually ended up connecting with two people. And I actually thought I was just being someone, a nice listening ear. You could write me a letter or two. But I connected with two people. One person got super serious. I was not interested in him. But the other guy, we started out as friends. I ended up falling in love with him. Flying to Colorado, was about to get married in the prison. The only reason why we didn't get married was because I didn't have his birth certificate.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I went back home. Things were not the same. When it was time for him to get out, it seemed like everything changed. We broke up. We still kept in contact, but at the end of the day, thank God I did not marry him.
Why? What happened?
I mean, we were boo loving. He could write me all the letters in the world. He was up there in his mind the whole time because when he got out, we made plans. He did not stick to the script. He was locked up for 17 years. Wow. My crazy ass. I'm sorry. He was locked up for 17 years. And then came back out and was doing the same thing. And I was like, no. I was drunk and high at the same time when I was writing you. I'm sober now. We ain't doing this.
I know that's
all right. You dodged the bullet, baby girl.
Mm-hmm. Thank God you couldn't find that birth certificate.
Mm-hmm. God hid that birth certificate.
Based on how he came out of jail, I dodged a lot of bullets.
I know that's right.
All right. Well, thank goodness.
Won't he do it?
All right. All right, ladies.
All right. Bye-bye. Thanks for sharing.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate you. All right, tell us a secret. Hello, anonymous caller.
Hi, Angela Yee.
Hi, what's up, boo?
Hi, so my secret is that I'm secretly in love with my cousin.
Okay, that's a doozy.
Is it first cousins? Is it
second cousin?
Second cousin. And have y'all known each other your whole lives, or?
No, we met like 5 years ago.
Did you know that was your cousin when you first met him or her?
Yes, after I met him.
Okay.
Is the feeling mutual?
We, kind of slept together, so.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody know, or is this your first time talking about it?
First time.
Okay, so what's the plan? Your second cousin, you're in love, no one knows?
No plan. We just can't see each other anymore.
Okay. That's it. So it's over already?
Yeah, it's over. It has to be.
What's going to happen when y'all see each other?
We've seen each other a few times, and it's just cordial. We just, act like nothing happened.
Oh, wow.
All right, well, your secret's safe with us.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, thank you guys for sharing your secrets and for trusting us with them. And when we come back, we have Yeetie. Let's talk about Lil Durk and India. He wants his ex back. And I want to see, do y'all think that he should just leave her alone? Is this harassment at this point? Or is this what you think is necessary? And maybe you think they'll get back together. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T.
Way Up.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and I'm here with my girl Jasmine from the Jasmine brand.
I'm here.
Make sure you check out the JasmineBrand.com. They have a lot of great stories on there also.
Yes.
All right, now, Little Durk is really not wanting anybody to talk to his ex-girlfriend, India. Mm-hmm. He posted, catch y'all in her comments, I'ma break them jaws.
Oh.
But they've broken up. And she says that she's still single. So
yeah, I don't think they're together, according to her.
Well, yeah, she said they're not.
Yeah.
And he also had posted, I want one more son, then I'm done. I don't know when or how, but I do. And she had said in her comments, she said, if it ain't money in the text, don't send it.
Oh.
And then somebody said, I'm loving single India. Somebody else said, now who said she was single? It was never confirmed that they broke up or even still together. And she said, I'm very much single. Been.
He's a little aggressive, right? Or is that... I don't know how women feel about that kind of...
Then he posted, let me just look crazy because good morning, y'all. She not dumb or just spent her money on her own. Even after I went broke, she helped me. Watch my page all day. I'm going to give the street and relationships some tips later from The Voice. Not the people who post drama, only it's effed up on my end, not hers. I effed up. She played a small part. She really a good girl who lived life. I'm a good guy. Good husband, because I just overtalked, never listened to her pain back when she was back pregnant. Willow in the belly, a.k.a.
What? It's like a stream of...
Basically...
It's like a stream of consciousness.
Basically, he wants her back.
We got it.
You know, and she's saying that she's single, so I don't know. And he also posted a happy birthday to her. He said, not belated, every day your day. Read it, everybody.
Oh, gosh.
He's going through it, it sounds like. Yeah. But, you know, if she really doesn't want to be with you, I don't know that this will help.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, you know, guys are persistent and we just break down at some point, so it could go either way.
Yeah, but if you mess up that much, you got to give people their space too.
Yeah.
But guys are scared they give you your space and then you'll really move on. So what do you do?
Yeah, as a guy or as the...
And I also feel like sometimes publicly is not the best way either.
But maybe he cheated. I mean, I don't know what he did. So let's say if he cheated publicly, he probably wants to be her to, you know, for her to.
I feel like he said it publicly a few times.
That he cheated publicly?
I don't know. Just apologize publicly a few times.
Yeah.
And so if she keeps on saying I'm single and not really responsive to it, I don't know if that's, you know.
The move.
Yeah. Because then everybody starts weighing in. All right. Now, Chloe Bailey was talking about doing these sex scenes with Damson Idris. She was talking to Deadline, and here's what she had to say about having that steamy sex scene.
Okay. As open and liberal as I am with my body, I was very scared because I haven't had that many partners. I'm not like that sexual and open. So Damson made it really comfortable. You know, there were limited people on set. It was a closed set. We were laughing in between. We literally had a bouncy ball in between us. And, you know, we were making a joke out of it. So it took all of the nervousness away from that. So I have to give a lot of kudos to him as a man for making me as a woman feel comfortable literally being raw and naked.
Ah, well, that's nice.
That's very...
He's a professional.
He is a professional.
We like that. And she's a professional also.
Yeah, that had to be really scary. Like, you know, your first time having that kind of scene or whatever.
All right. Well, yeah, so I guess that makes... And Dominique Fishback is in that, too, by the way.
We like her.
In the leading role of Just My Girl. She's from Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. The trailer for Swarm came out last month, and people are really excited to see it. So let's make sure we check that out. It's Donald Glover's movie, by the way. Mm-hmm. And it premiered at South by Southwest over the weekend, and it's going to be on Amazon Prime Video on March 17th.
And it tells a story of...
a young woman whose obsession with a pop star takes a dark turn.
I like that plot.
Mm-hmm. All right, Glorilla and Finesse 2 Times. The victim's family is planning to sue from that concert stampede. We've been talking about that.
Right.
And the family of Brandy Miller, who is one of 2 women who were killed in the immediate aftermath of the tragic accident, is speaking with attorneys and also exploring options for what can happen. The woman's sister, Michelle Miller, said that the family plans to sue the Main Street Armory, where the event took place, the promoters who organized the concert, and Glorilla and Finesse 2 Times as well. All right, so that's unfortunate that something so tragic happened.
Yeah.
But I guess it's not going to be over anytime soon.
Right.
Anytime soon. So It was a situation where they feel like things could have been prevented, and it shouldn't have been that crowded. People were transported by private vehicle to local hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries as well. So that was a really, really sad situation.
Yeah.
All right, and that is your Yeetie. When we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are the stories that are not necessarily headline news. This definitely is, though, headline news, so it's not really under the radar, but we got to talk about it on Way Up with Angela Yee. How does a bank collapse in 48 hours?
In the news that relates to you, these stories are flying under the radar.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Jasmine Brand is here with me.
Yep, I'm here.
I've been trying to get this flight stuff done all morning, and every time
Angela's going crazy back here.
Trying to come back on
trying to book this flight.
I've been on hold. I've been having a hang. It's been 4 times I've called so far.
You're having a time.
I need help, guys. I need some help. All right, but these are under the radar stories. These are stories that are flying under the radar, but today it's not under the radar. Today it is front and center, front page headline news.
Right.
And we are actually going to have somebody that can give us more input, because I never like to tell these stories without getting an expert on the line. And so we are going to have that for you later this morning so that you guys can understand. Art Hogan is going to be joining us.
Okay.
And he's going to explain what's going on with these banks, because I know a lot of people are really upset and a lot of people are nervous. I saw that they had people pulling their money out of banks.
Yeah.
Right now. But a bank collapsed, and this bank, Silicon Valley Bank, is a huge deal. It was founded in 1983. It specializes in banking for tech startups.
Right.
That bank also provided financing for almost half of U.S. venture-backed technology and healthcare companies. So outside of Silicon Valley, it was relatively unknown, but it did have $209 billion in total assets at the end of last year, and it was among the top 20 American commercial banks. But what happened for this bank to fail? Well, there was a Federal Reserve. Interest rates started getting raised a year ago to help tame inflation, and that also sapped the momentum of tech stocks. And those tech stocks had benefited Silicon Valley Bank.
Okay.
Higher interest rates also eroded the value of long-term bonds that the bank and other banks had gotten during the era of ultra-low, near zero interest rates. All right, so at first, the $21 billion bond portfolio was yielding an average of 1.79%. The current 10-year Treasury yield is about 3.9%. At the same time, venture capital started drying up, so startups had to draw down funds that were held by Silicon Valley Bank. So there was unrealized losses in bonds, just as the pace of customer withdrawals was escalating. So all of those things together created the perfect storm. And they announced on Wednesday that they had sold a bunch of securities at a loss, and they would also sell $2.25 billion in new shares to shore up the balance sheet. That's when companies started getting advised to withdraw their money from the bank.
I think that's what tipped it over.
The stock started plummeting. And by the afternoon, other bank shares got dragged down with it. Investors started to fear a repeat of the financial crisis from 2007 to 2008. And so what's going to happen next? Well, a lot of people are wondering, and some people are also thinking, is it safe for me to even put my money in the bank?
Right.
Well, President Biden did have a press conference, and here's what he had to say about what happened to anybody who had their money in Silicon Valley Bank.
All customers who had deposits in these banks can rest assured they'll be protected and they'll have access to their money as of today. That includes small businesses across the country that bank there and need to make payroll, pay their bills, and stay open for business. No losses will be borne by the taxpayers. Instead, the money will come from the fees that banks pay into the Deposit Insurance Fund. Every American should feel confident that their deposits will be there if and when they need them.
All right, the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Company Corporation, they always tell you if your bank is not FDIC insured, do not bank there.
Right.
Said they will pay uninsured depositors an advance dividend within the next week, and that uninsured depositors will receive a receivership certificate for the remaining amount of their uninsured funds. But like a company like Roku, for example, they had $487 million in Silicon Valley Bank. That's about 26% of their cash. So the future of those funds is now uncertain, as federal regulators have now taken over that bank. They also took over Signature Bank too.
Yeah.
After that, by the way.
Yeah, so there's a second bank.
Signature.
The Signature Bank, yeah.
All right, now here is what Joe Biden, though, had to say about if you were an investor in this bank. It's different than if you were just banking there. What if you invested?
The management of these banks will be fired. If the bank is taken over by FDIC, the people running the bank should not work there anymore. Investors in the banks will not be protected. They knowingly took a risk, and when the risk didn't pay off, investors lose their money. That's how capitalism works.
That's accurate.
Yeah, so if you invested, that's that.
Yep.
All right, well, that is your Under the Radar. And again, Art Hogan is going to be joining us. He's going to give you more comprehensible information on what's going on. We have the Way Up mix coming up at the top of the hour as well. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot.
Let's get it.
Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Come and get the tea.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. Yee tea time with my girl Jasmine from the Jasmine brand.
I'm here.
I'm not just a brand.
Thank you, Angela.
And Drake and 21 Savage, it has been announced officially that the It's All a Blur tour is happening.
Okay.
It's a 28-date arena trek that's going to start off in New Orleans in June. So shout out to them. Drake posted It's All a Blur tour with 21 Savage. Dates now live on DrakeRelated.com.
Okay.
Drake Related.
Are we going?
Yeah. Let's see, which one do we want to go to? Miami's probably a vibe.
That would be, yeah. How about New Orleans?
Or Chicago? Brooklyn. He's got 2 Brooklyn dates and 2 dates at the Garden. So that's 4 dates in New York.
Let's just go to the Garden.
The D, Detroit. We could do that one. But yes, so that tour is happening.
Okay.
Megan Thee Stallion is also going back home to Houston. She's having her first concert since everything that happened with the trial with Tory Lanez. She'll be headlining the AT&T Block Party on March 31st. That's her first performance of 2023.
She looked amazing last night. Did you see the picture? She had this beautiful, natural, poofy hair situation going on. Did you see her on the carpet?
Yes.
Vanity Fair party?
And I'm glad she's back to work. Let's go.
Yes.
You know, but you got to take some time, too, for yourself. After everything that you've been through and you've been laying low.
Yep.
Now it's, time to work, and we're here for it.
Yep.
All right. Now, Michael Irving, let's see what's going on with his case. If you guys recall, at the Marriott in February was Super Bowl time, and Michael Irving was pulled from covering the Super Bowl because allegedly a woman is saying that he was inappropriate with her.
Okay.
Now we have more information on what happened. Okay, Michael Irving did file a lawsuit against the Marriott and the woman who is seeking $100 million in damages. He was sent home from covering the Super Bowl for the NFL Network. And according to a new court filing that was written by a Marriott attorney, Michael Irving flagged down the woman in the lobby's bar area as she was working, asked about her job, told her that he found her attractive, and introduced himself. She explained she was not an NFL fan, didn't know who he was, and he reportedly told her to look him up on the internet. During this initial exchange, Michael Irving shook the woman's hand and also touched her arm without her consent, causing her to step back, becoming visibly uncomfortable. It's then that Michael Irving allegedly made the most disturbing accusation in the motion document. He asked the victim whether she knew anything about having a big black man inside.
Oh. That's a lot.
Blank, blank. And she was taken aback by the comments, allegedly, and responded that his comments were inappropriate and she did not wish to discuss it further. He then allegedly attempted to grab her hand again and said he was sorry if he brought up bad memories for her. She pulled her hand away and tried to back away from him as he continued to move toward her. 2 hotel workers apparently approached in an attempt to intervene. That's when Michael Irving allegedly closed the encounter with another handshake. And the Marriott legal team says the woman returned wanting the interaction to end. She returned the handshake wanting that interaction to end. And he stated that he would come back to find her sometime that week when she was working, and allegedly leered at her as she walked away and said, "She bad and I want to hit that."
Oh.
All right. But there is video footage. Okay. Now, he did admit that he had been drinking earlier in the evening and did not recall the exact nature of his brief conversation with the woman, but he denies that anything inappropriate took place and said that he had not seen the hotel's video or even been informed of what went on. So I think they are planning to make this video public or at least let him see it.
Whoa.
But there's multiple witnesses and Michael Irving. They've told a different story. So I think the video will tell it.
Yeah, hopefully some audio there. But the video will tell it alone,
you can
though.
see if these things happen.
Did he tell her to Google him?
I don't know. I don't know if we'll know that from the video. But yeah, so that's an update on Michael Irving. And Tiger Woods is an update on him since we're talking sports.
Okay.
He is denying that he had an oral agreement with his ex, Erica Herman. She's suing him for $30 million, saying that he invited her to live with him as a guest at his residence and then kicked her out. He, told her they were going on a trip and then locked her out of the home. Now, she is seeking actual and consequential damages of $30 million based on the rental value of the property. But he says that he arranged for her to stay at a local luxury resort and provided funds that she could apply toward a new residence after they broke up, which is very nice.
Very generous.
I never broke up with somebody and they was like, here's some funds to go get you a place.
Never happens, but I never dated Tiger Woods. So.
Yeah, so there you have it. So we'll see what happens with their case. And that is your Yeetie. Now, it is Women's History Month.
All month long.
One of my favorite things to do is celebrate other women. And so that's what we'll be doing. We've been doing that every single day during Women's History Month. And we'll continue to do that, by the way.
Good.
We even have Pinky Cole up here talking about Slutty Vegan, her restaurant chain. We have a lot more things that we're planning to do this month. But today we'll be celebrating some more amazing women on Way Up with Angela Yee for Women's History Month. And you guys can always leave a message if you want to celebrate someone too. 800-292-5150.
Ladies, when they ask what you bring to the table, tell them you brought the table. Way Up with Angela Yee, celebrating the ladies during Women's History Month.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here with me.
I am here.
And it's Women's History Month. And so, of course, we have to celebrate some amazing women.
Okay.
And amongst those women, we'd be remiss today, not to honor Angela Bassett,
who we love.
A lot of people were rallying around her after she did not win the Oscar last night for her portrayal in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. She was nominated for Best Supporting Actress.
Yes.
And Jamie Lee Curtis ended up winning for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay.
And I saw a lot of people were on social media talking about that performance was worthy of an Oscar.
Right.
And yes.
Well, two things. A lot of people feel like she should have won an Oscar for What's Love Got to Do with It.
That's still one of my favorite movies of all time. You know me, I love me some Tina Turner, but
I know you do.
That was a powerful portrayal.
And then also, we put it up on the Jasmine Brand Instagram right before the Oscars. Her husband was talking about it's long overdue. It's been time, 29 years for her to win her actual Oscar. So
yeah, we thought this was going to be it.
We did, yeah.
But we were talking about our favorite Angela Bassett movies. Definitely What's Love Got to Do with It. I would also say Waiting to Exhale.
Yeah, I think
love that movie.
For me, I think my favorite Angela Bassett movie is Waiting to Exhale, because I have that one scene that we all love when she takes all the stuff out the closet of his and then she burns all of it up outside. And I always kind of wanted to do that. So
you did?
Yep.
I mean, it was just a powerful scene. Even the look of it, that's like the iconic moment from Waiting to Exhale. Everything is behind her burning.
Yes.
All right, so shout out to Angela Bassett, though. We're celebrating her today. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they have an article on her in the New Yorker, and she's the first actor to be nominated for a Marvel film.
Okay.
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
All right. Also want to celebrate Kinta Brunson. She's actually going to be hosting Saturday Night Live for the first time.
Yes.
And, she's the Abbott Elementary creator and star. And so she'll be joined by Lil Yachty on SNL on April 1st. All this in the midst of a alleged strike that might be happening.
I know.
For SNL.
I love her. I love her on Abbott Elementary, and also love her when she's do her memes. He got money. Do you remember that one? No, you don't.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I think I said that a million times. But shout out to her for even creating something like Abbott Elementary, which is an amazing show.
Yeah.
And so congratulations to Kinta Brunson. I'll be watching SNL just to see what that's like.
Of course.
Because she did Black Lady sketch show too.
She's really funny.
Yes, I cannot wait to see what that's like.
She's nice in person too.
I've never met her.
Yeah, I met her. She's really
all right.
nice
Now, Jasmine, you sent this not just because this woman's name is Jasmine.
Well,
Jasmine Crow Houston. Jasmine Crow Houston Gooder. Is that what it's called? Gooder?
Yeah, Gooder Mobile Grocery.
All right, so Jasmine Crow Houston's Gooder Mobile, I can't say that right, Gooder Mobile Grocery Store. So this was a vision that she had back in 2020. And on March 8th, after nearly 3 years in the making, the Atlanta-based food waste startup launched its mobile grocery store.
I love that.
So the vision, she said, thank you so much, Amazon, Verizon, MARTA Service, Wellstar Health, and MailChimp. With the help of this new mobile truck, she is going to be combating food insecurity to the masses. It's a shoppable 26-foot truck that is stocked with grocery items. It has fresh produce, milk, eggs, shelf-stable items, and it's all free 99, baby.
How dope is that? Especially eggs for free.
It's not for you, Jasmine.
Oh, sorry.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. So prior to the launch of this mobile grocery store, Gooder raised funding to expand its support. As previously reported by Afrotech, the startup closed an $8 million Series A funding round in June 2022. So the total funding is $9.4 million. That's not an easy thing to do, by the way, to raise that much money. Sheesh. And then we get to tangibly see the good that it's doing in the community. Now, Jasmine Crow Houston said, I'm thankful to the many investors that believed in Gooder for contributing to this milestone for our company. We have been very capital efficient over the last 5 years, reaching millions in annual revenue with a team of just 5 people for years. I look forward to growing our team, expanding to new markets, and building new products to end hunger and help businesses reduce food waste. It's an exciting time for all of us here at Gooder.
I love that. It's a beautiful story.
And we've seen the expansion. We've seen her team up with Gunna with Little Baby for community events, and we've seen them show their support. So that's an amazing thing to be able to do to help people and benefit them in that way, to raise money for that. So shout out to Jasmine Crow Houston, shout out to Kinta Brunson, and shout out to Angela Bassett as well. Those are the women that we're talking about today for Women's History Month.
Yes.
Now we do have our Art Hogan is going to be joining us today.
Okay.
So what I love about this is that as we're trying to break down what's happening with the banks and everything, he is at B. Riley Financial. He's a chief market officer, and he'll be able to break down everything that's been going on with these banks failing. I know a lot of people are nervous. I see people saying, that's why I don't put my money in the bank.
Right.
So should you put your money in the bank? And how does this affect the everyday person? We saw Silicon Valley Bank collapse. We saw Signature Bank collapse. Is this going to be a domino effect? Well, Art Hogan is the man, and he's going to let us know exactly what's going on. Chief Market Strategist and Managing Director at B. Riley. All right, that is your Women's History Month. And when we come back on Way Up with Angela Yee, we'll talk to Art Hogan.
Now I'm back at it.
You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee, and I got my girl Jasmine Brand here with me.
What's up?
I had a good weekend.
You did?
Yeah, I was chilling. This one weekend I was like, I gotta just relax a little bit.
Did you actually relax, Angela?
Yes, I love cleaning my house.
You're so weird. Yes.
So I did that.
Because
I made a cake.
Is it? Yeah, I saw the cake this morning. What kind of cake did you make? Can you tell them?
It's just a vanilla cake with chocolate frosting. I made a cake. I did little kind of fun things I don't get a chance to do.
And you worked out.
I worked out. I'm back to that. And then Jasmine. So Jasmine, if you guys don't know, Jasmine's a good friend of mine, but she flies back and forth to come and help out on Way Up with Angela Yee. And I did not know this, but she is a snitch.
Listen. I would like you define snitch. I think that I did snitch on someone really quick. Let me tell you guys what happened. I was at my gate. I was not paying attention. I was on my phone, all in my phone, not paying attention. Somebody comes up to me. I don't even look at the person and says, "Can you watch my bag?" I'm not paying attention.
Now, everybody knows in the airport you do not watch nobody's bag, okay? They have signs everywhere.
Listen.
That let you know if someone asks you to watch their bag, say no.
In my defense, I was not paying attention. I say yes, not even paying attention.
You paid attention enough to say yes.
I say yeah, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm looking at my phone, not paying attention. The guy walks off, and then I look up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this man's bag is here. Am I watching this man's bag? So this lady's across from me.
This is like a movie, guys.
This lady is across from me, and she was like, yeah, I don't know what you should do. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not supposed to be watching somebody's bag. And then I start replaying all these movies in my head, like, what if there's something serious in there? So I'm just,
you're a mule, a drug mule.
Listen, so I'm asking the lady, like, what do I do? The lady's looking at me, she's like, I don't know. And then we find her, like, the guy doesn't come back. Yeah, I told.
He did come back. Don't say he didn't come back.
It took him a while to come back. I go to the agent, he's like, hey, this is what's going on. The agent yells at me, tells me, you're not supposed to be. I'm like, I know I'm not supposed to watch anybody's back. I wasn't paying attention. So anyway, the flight was delayed because of me.
Wow. You know how, listen, and that was people have places to go.
It was his fault. It was my fault because I said yes. I was not paying attention.
So what should you have said? And now moving forward.
No, I cannot watch your bag. I'm sorry.
Just like that?
Am I a snitch?
So what happened to the guy? Did they tackle him to the ground? Did they go through his bag? What happened?
They actually did not go through his bag. He came back like 15 minutes later, said he was in the bathroom. I don't know why. I don't know
what was going on in there. Bubble guts, baby.
I don't know why he couldn't bring his bag with him to the bathroom, but it really was my fault because I should have told him no.
I would never ask a stranger to watch my bag because they even tell you, like, and you look suspicious.
Right. And so and then they're asking me what the guy looked like because he didn't come back. I can't remember because I'm not even paying attention to the man when I agreed to look at this man's bag.
All right. Well, we're just glad you're still here with us. Thank you, Jasmine. That could have went terribly left. But yes, we do have a special guest joining us. We've been talking about this collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. I was trying to comprehend all of it. I saw people lined up other places trying to get their money out of the bank. Should you be running to the bank and taking your money out? Well, we have Art Hogan, Chief Market Strategist for B. Riley Financial. You've seen him with the Wall Street Journal, CNBC, everywhere. He is an expert in this. He's going to talk about investing, the banks, what happened with Silicon Valley Bank, what happened with Signature Bank, what should you be concerned about as an average person like myself. But he's the person that we're going to listen to next on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Way Up with Angela Yee is back to set off your workday.
Turn the music up.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here with Jasmine Brand, and we have Art Hogan, Chief Market Strategist for B. Riley Financial on the line. Good morning, Art. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And we have a lot of questions because we're watching what's happening with Silicon Valley Bank and also now Signature Bank. And we're wondering, just in layman's terms, how can something like this happen? How does a bank collapse?
Well, I'll tell you this. What typically happens is a lot of money decides to leave a bank at the same time. So regional banks have regional exposures to different industries. Silicon Valley, obviously very exposed to things like startups and venture capital, and they had a very rough year. So a lot of those companies that thought they were going public didn't get that capital infusion and started pulling their money out of the bank. When that happens, the bank has to take its liquid assets and sell them. But unfortunately, Silicon Valley's liquid assets were in treasuries that are now worth less than they were 2 years ago when they bought them. So they took a loss last week. The exit of depositors got even faster, and the feds had to close the bank down because they were just in a liquidity crisis over the weekend.
Wow. So how does this affect the average person like me who I don't bank at either of these banks? Does this affect the average person that doesn't bank at either of these banks?
It doesn't affect you. The FDIC, if you're in a bank, the FDIC insures your deposits before this weekend up to $250,000.
Right.
The FDIC opened that up and is now going to insure all depositors, regardless of how much money you have in an individual bank. So depositors are not going to get hurt.
Okay.
If you're an investor in some of these banks, you're going to lose your money because the equity won't be worth any money.
Gotcha.
All right, now we saw that, like, say, Roku has a lot of their money, I think, like they said, 26% of their cash in Signature Bank. So is their money only insured up to $250,000?
It was until this weekend,
Okay.
and now it's not. So depositors are going to be protected by the federal government, but the banks themselves are not going to be rescued. The banks are going to go under the waves. Depositors will be protected.
And that's not coming from taxpayer dollars, right?
That's actually coming from the banking industry. The banking industry actually funds the FDIC. They have a pool of capital for emergencies like this. They've expanded how much protection they're going to give, and that's not coming from taxpayers. It's actually coming from the banks themselves.
So what happens to Silicon Valley Bank after this? Now that the government is taking over, will it ever get back to a place where they're back, or is it just, okay, they're going to just handle the situation and go away?
They're going to handle the situation and likely sell out the pieces. So their London branch, for example, over the weekend was sold to HSBC. We'll likely see more of that happening once the Fed gets through trying to figure out what they have for assets and what could actually be sold off to healthier banks. So they'll likely be broken up for the pieces, and that'll happen over the course of the next several weeks.
I see people pulling their money out of the bank in a frenzy too right now, right? The average person is like, banks aren't safe. And we've heard that a lot in our community too. Some people don't feel like it's safe to put your money in the bank because what if something like this happens and then now I can't access my money, et cetera, et cetera. What are some tips you can give people when it comes to putting your money in the bank? I know you have to make sure it's FDIC insured, but what are some ways that people can feel more secure and safe about putting their money in the bank?
Well, I would tell you there's three things to unpack here. First and foremost, you hit it right on the head. If you have an FDIC-insured bank, and most banks fall into that category, including community banks, then you don't have to worry about your money. What happened at SVB, if that happened to your bank, you're going to get your money back. And that's even above that $250,000 limit. One of the problems with the rising interest rate environment, though, is some people that would normally use a bank are now finding things with higher interest rates, like money market funds or buying treasuries from the Treasury Direct. And that's been part of the process of some of these banks losing their depositors. But the third thing to remember is the federal government and the FDIC and the Treasury wants to protect the individual, and that's why the FDIC exists. So if your money's in an FDIC guaranteed bank, you're not going to lose your money.
Okay, I have a question. Over the weekend, I was seeing initially that people were saying that they were scared that what happened in 2008 might happen again with this situation. Can you briefly explain what happened in 2008, and then is it likely at all that this can kind of have a domino effect?
Yeah, well, what happened in 2008 started almost a year ago exactly to when SVB, and that was Bear Stearns got into trouble. They had way too much leverage, so they were making too risky bets, and that collapsed. And then after that, we saw the same thing happen to Lehman in September. Since then, we've changed the rules for banks. They actually have to have higher levels of capital. So our banking industry is actually much stronger than it was back in 2008 and 9 for the exact reason for not having this happen again.
We learned our lesson.
Yeah.
And what about a recession? People are nervous that there's a recession going on. Do we have a reason to be nervous?
Well, I would tell you, people have been nervous about a recession for about a year and a half.
Right.
And it just hasn't come to bear, and I'll tell you why. We've seen a recession in things like housing. Prices have been down since July. We've seen a recession in manufacturing. It's been contracting for 4 months in a row. We're not seeing a recession in consumer-facing things like services. We have very high level of employment. Consumer balance sheets are in very good shape and much more robust than they were pre-pandemic. So I would say 30% of the economy is in a recession, not the other 70. The other 70% might eventually get a recession. I just don't think it's this year's business, and I think our concern has been overblown, and we've missed that call for a year and a half. I don't think this regional bank situation is going to thrust us into one.
All right, so we can breathe, right? All right.
That's one of the most important things to do right now, and not panic. You never want to take your money out of the bank and hide it in your mattress. It's probably the least safe thing to do.
I guess I need to
The
put my
FDIC is
money
there.
back. I need to take my money from out the mattress. But listen, I have a question. This is something, Art, that Angela and I talk about a lot. Should we not keep a ton of money in the bank? Like, say I have, I don't know,
$500,000.
Say I have $500,000 in the bank, just sitting there, just not doing anything. It just kind of sits there because it makes me feel good. Is that not a good decision? And it's FDIC insured. Let's say that. Well, it is. But is that something we should not be doing? Because Angela's point is...
I'm always like, you got to make your money work for you. If you have that much money in the bank, it's not working.
And so, Art, what do you say?
That is a very high percentage necessarily of your liquid assets to be sitting in a bank collecting the lowest of interest rates. Now, before this weekend, I would tell you if you had $500,000 in a single bank, you might want to put that in two banks because $250,000 was the limit of your protections by the FDIC. But I think to Angela's point, you want to have that money working for you. You want to have a diversified portfolio that's actually going to earn you more over time, because very rarely will whatever a bank is willing to pay you for your deposits keep up with the natural rate of inflation. So your money's not working for you. It's actually working against you. It may make you be more comfortable, and there should certainly be a percentage of your liquid assets that sits in the bank because of emergencies. Call it 6 months worth of your needs, but certainly not 6 years worth of your needs.
Yeah, the rate of inflation versus the rate of the interest rate you'll get is going to outpace that.
Yeah, and I just want to say that's not that necessarily isn't a relatable number, 500,000, but something like 50,000, 100,000. I don't know what I'm just throwing numbers out there.
Throwing a number out.
Yeah, I didn't want to say
But yeah, I'm a big fan of if you have too much money in the bank, you should be that money got to go to work. It's like your kids, all the kids in the house. Somebody has to work.
Art agrees with your thinking on that. So
all right, well, I appreciate you so much. I really understand this way better now, and so I feel a little more secure in what's going on.
Well, hopefully we can have a conversation about this 6 months from now when things will look a whole lot rosier than they do this morning.
All right. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, you guys. And how can people follow you, Art Hogan?
Art Hogan, I'm on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter, Arthur Hogan III, and I post about my interns who happen to be dogs every Friday, so you're not going to want to miss that.
All right. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Jasmine, all that money.
Listen, Angela, you better stop it right now.
All that money sitting in the bank.
Angela, you better stop it right this moment.
All right. Well, you guys, we just wanted to break things down because I know some things we don't fully understand, and so I think that was really helpful.
Yeah, it made me understand it because I was a little confused over the weekend. So,
all right, well, Ask Ye is coming up, 800-292-5150. Any questions you have, we here to give you some answers. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the back. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and my friend Jasmine Brand is up here with me.
What's up?
You enjoying yourself, Miss Jasmine Brand?
I'm having a great time. This hour difference is kind of settling in.
I know. At 2 a.m. Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Bang. It turned into 3 a.m.
Yep.
And then when I woke up this morning, it still was a little dark.
It was.
Yeah, because it was really 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
But it said 7 a.m.
Yeah, I was confused.
But what's good is at night, when it gets later, it's going to still feel lighter.
Yeah, I like that.
So at 7 p.m. is really like 6 p.m.
Yeah, I just don't like how it feels when it first kind of happens.
It takes you a minute to get adjusted.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one thing I wanted to talk about was over the weekend. Now, my uncle's a dentist, by the way, just full disclosure, and my dad manages a dentist's office.
Okay.
So my dad gets to work with his brother every day.
It's a family business,
all right,
like.
Dr. Gary Yee in Carteret, New Jersey. And so anyway, people always ask me about like dental stuff for some reason. And I had a friend who had an emergency over the weekend. And look, I said this, right? If your tooth starts to hurt,
yes,
it's not going to stop. It's not going to get better on its own.
It never gets better
on its own. You have to go to the dentist.
Right.
And I am not perfect in that way either, because who likes going to the dentist?
I don't mind it, but it's,
especially when you know something's wrong.
Well, yeah, I feel like if you stay on top of things, it's less likely you have to have an emergency.
So I want to give y'all some dental tips and advice, because do you floss every day?
I do not floss every day like I should. Do you floss every day?
I do.
Okay.
I didn't used to. And that's why I had a cavity, because food when you don't floss. Have you ever seen somebody and they have like food in between their teeth and you're like, that person needs to floss?
Yes.
I've seen that. And so I don't want to be that. All right. You're also supposed to brush your teeth twice a day. You know how long for?
I don't know. 3 minutes?
2 minutes.
Okay.
I have an electric toothbrush, so it automatically goes off when you're done.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, definitely floss daily to get rid of everything. And you know, sometimes the floss might feel like it's in a tight space. If your teeth are really close, you still got to get in there. Visit your dentist every 6 months.
I do that.
I don't, but I need to. I need to get my teeth clean.
Yeah.
Also, I just wanted to tell you this. If you brush your teeth and your gums start bleeding, not a good sign.
Not a good sign at all, yeah. Or if you're spitting blood when you brush your teeth, that's not a good sign.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely look inside of your mouth at home. Now, this was an issue I had when I was younger. Because I eat a lot of candy.
Mm-hmm.
They used to call me Candy Ange when I was a kid. I'm eating candy right now.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
But sometimes you might have imperfections in your teeth. So maybe there's like a tooth that has a little crack or some type of like whatever that could turn into a cavity also. So you can get a dental sealant, and that can actually help protect your teeth from cavities and plaques. So if you feel like something, or maybe you bit something and a piece of your tooth broke off.
Right.
That happened to me as well.
Oh, really?
I bit a fork too hard once, and it like messed up my tooth.
So greedy.
But yeah, so all of those things, I just want to put it out there because I know a lot of people don't go to the dentist the way that they should.
Right.
But definitely get your teeth clean. You're supposed to go, like we said, every 6 months to take care of that because you'd rather prevent it. And then if you feel a little bit of pain, that means something's happening. The worst is when people have bad breath and you can tell something's wrong with their teeth.
Angela, is bad breath a deal breaker?
Yes.
Oh, you didn't let me finish the question.
It is.
Have you ever dated a guy that had bad breath and then you had to kind of...
I've dated a guy whose breath was bad, but then I guess he went to the dentist. Because sometimes, if you don't take care of it, that decay, you can smell it. That's like a tooth decaying in your mouth. So we just want to encourage everybody to take care of your mouth.
And brush your tongue.
Your mouth is important. All right. Well, that is just a little something we were thinking about that happened over the weekend. Now, Ask Ye. Please call us up 800-292-5150. We want to talk to you. It's a Monday. We know we're feeling a little sluggish, but we definitely want to give y'all some advice. So 800-292-5150. Ask Ye.
Whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
So you should know.
This is Ask Ye.
What's up is Way Up with Angela Yee, and it's time for Ask Yee. This is when you guys get to call in and ask questions about anything. It could be about your love life. It could be work. It could be friendships. Jasmine Brand is here with me, and she also has some great insight. Hello, who's this?
Hi, I'm Jonathan.
Hey, Jonathan, what's your question for Ask Yee?
So, in a couple months, my family is doing like a getaway where basically a bunch of cousins that live all over the country are all going to Florida for my grandmother's 94th birthday. The biggest problem is that because of my new job, I don't have time to really take off. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to make this birthday. Granted, again, she is really old. My cousins from Switzerland, Chicago, and Rhode Island are all going to Florida to celebrate, and I'm basically like the only cousin that's not going.
There's no way you could get away for like 1 or 2 days?
So if I did, I would have to fly in like late Saturday. I'd have to fly in like late Friday, and then leave like Saturday night. So I'd be there for like 12 hours, it would feel like.
Okay, but I feel like it's really important to you, and you'll be upset if you don't make it.
Like it is, but is it worth the crazy headache that could come along with all these, it's going to be expensive.
I mean, this is family, and you don't get that time back. Something that I had to learn, just because of the job that I'm in, I made a lot of sacrifices and didn't make it to certain things, and you can't get that time back.
Right.
And so, and I would, if there was a way, like with work, if I could see about even just getting 1 day or half a day more,
right?
To see the maximum amount of time that I could spend. But I do feel like certain sacrifices when it comes to family and everybody's coming, it is worth it.
Right.
We talk about work-life balance all the time, and I just feel like things like that, you don't get back. And then you don't want to have regrets later.
I know. I'm just so nervous about, messing anything up at the new job. I'm super thankful for everything. I don't want to screw anything up.
That's fair. That's a fair concern.
Yeah, and I think the main thing is just to be open and honest. Look, I have to go through, do this. I might not be as reachable, but I want to make sure everything is taken care of. You should have a backup, so somebody that has your back in case of anything. And just let people know, look, I just got to go do this. I think in general, people want other people to have a life outside of work, and they want to be supportive of that.
Yeah. I'm stressed thinking about being away from, my laptop and everything.
I mean, and
But
sometimes you need that because not doing that, you slip up a lot more when you're under a lot of stress. Sometimes you got to step away.
This is true. Yeah, that's true.
All right, go enjoy
All right.
yourself.
I know. I know I should. I know what I should do, but what I should do and what I feel like is like what's best for like me are like conflicting,
No, that's not necessarily true. I think everybody has to prioritize certain things at different times. And you're not taking off from work, right? But you should. Maybe you have days that you can use. That's what they're for.
You just started though, right?
Yeah. I'm new to the
I
role.
mean, it's a unique situation. And so I just feel like if you're like, look, do you mind if I come in a little late or if I leave a little early on this day? Even if you have to leave a little early and take care of everything you need to take care of. I just think honesty and being direct is the best way.
I hear you. All right, I'm going to book that flight. I'm going to go.
Sometimes you build up a resentment if you're not doing things and people don't know. And if people don't know, how can they be supportive?
Right. No, you're right. You're right. I'm going to book the flight. I'll deal with it. Whatever comes with it happens.
Okay, thank you for calling.
I should be seeing my family. Yeah, thank you.
Good luck. Yes, that was Ask Ye. 800-292-5150 is the number. You can also call and leave an Ask Ye, and we'll answer that as well. And leave any message, 800-292-5150. Because guess what? At the end of the show, we have last words, and that's coming up now, where you guys get to have the last word.
Turn it up. We Up with Angela Yee is on.
I'm here, and Jasmine Brand is here.
I'm here.
It
was Jack Nasty's birthday, wasn't it?
Yes, he's the one that did this song Closer. You could hear the instrumental playing in the background from Turks and Caicos' very own Jack Nasty, baby. Happy birthday, Jack Nasty.
Angela, what are we going to eat?
Listen,
today?
With this time change right now, it is really...
is it really 12
It's
something?
an hour behind, yeah. So wherever you are in time zone, it's really an hour behind, but we went forward. Mm-hmm. Every morning you bring in some type of snacks.
I do. I brought, what did I bring you? Some, like a trail mix
Yeah,
snack?
it's a trail mix. It's an athlete trail mix because I started working out again yesterday.
Yep.
Now I'm an athlete.
No, she's an athlete. Strangely enough, I don't eat those. I just get them for you, and I get myself like toast.
Yeah, because you know I like things like this. I actually bought some. They're in the house.
Okay, yeah, I got to bring them next time. And then I like a banana in the morning.
And then I have my vitamins. I'm trying to get back healthy, guys.
Yeah.
Because I promised myself, now that I don't have to get up at 4 in the morning when I was on the Breakfast Club every morning, 4 a.m. Mm-hmm. And now I'm like, now I could work out in the morning, but I don't.
Yeah,
but I'm about to start because I've been just a little trying to get in the groove of things.
Yeah.
I worked out last night, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying.
And I think I'm back on it.
Congratulations, Angela. Has it been like a month and some change on the show?
What has it been, like 6 weeks so far for Way Up with Angela Yee?
Okay.
It's a little groove. I haven't been traveling. Usually we would travel, do the show from other places.
Right.
But I'm about to start.
Okay. Where are you going first? Do you know yet?
I do have some places that I need to go. I am going to, hold on, let me tell y'all, just so you guys know. I'm going to Alabama A&M University.
That'll be fun. That's a HBCU?
Yes, and so that should be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been there?
No, I have never been there. And I went to a HBCU. I went to Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland.
Mm-hmm, Alabama.
Where else are you going, Angela?
I'm going to Detroit.
Okay, that'll be fun. All right.
Yeah, gotta make it out to the D, baby.
I like Detroit's food.
Oh, I'm going to Des Moines, to Iowa. I've never been there.
My dad used to live in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Okay, well, that'll be my first time going there.
Okay, that's random.
But I've been trying to lay low and just be here, trying to get this show together, working hard on that.
You're super focused.
We're doing the Roots Picnic. I'm going to Atlanta for Mary J. Blige's Strength of a Woman Festival.
That'll be fun. They got Jodeci
for the Roots Picnic.
They got Jodeci with the Strength of a Woman.
That's all you care about.
They got Jodeci, y'all.
But anyway, and this weekend I'm actually doing this event called Girls Talk, and it's something that I've done for the past few years. It's amazing teenage girls. Mm-hmm. I did a town hall with them once where we talked about the Me Too movement.
Oh,
that was really, really powerful. So shout out to the Cedar Moore Corporation.
Okay.
It's the largest gathering of girls and for girls from diverse communities in the Long Island area. So I'll be going to see them this weekend. And now you guys are going to have the last word. 800-292-5150. Whenever you can't get through, you can always leave a message.
I want to shout out my dad for being a great father. He be a great father. He worked so hard to make me get all this stuff. Thank you.
Hey, y'all. My name is Maxine from Jersey City. I want to shine a light on myself. I got 2 kids. I'm a single mother. I'm 30 years old, and I'm finally doing what I love. I am acting again after about 12 years of not acting, so I definitely got to shine a light on myself. If you want to look me up, it's Maxine_official on Instagram. Come on, y'all. Let's get it.
I want to shine a light on my daughter, Nala McMillan. She's in kindergarten, and she's reading above level, so she's already considered for their high ability program for reading and in math. Shout out to Nala McMillan.
My secret is I have a girlfriend that I've been with for 2 years, and I got an app on her phone where I can sell her messages. So she's about to cheat with someone of her ex. Well, my secret is ever since I found this out, I've been cheating with her, on her. And I have a baby on the way with another woman, and I'm actually engaged to another woman that's not pregnant. So I don't know how I'm going to break it down to her, but yeah, it's going to have to come soon because the baby is due in June.
What's up, Angela? My confession is my ex gave me $7,000, but then she tweaked out and misplaced my car. I found my car, but she'll never get that money back, and she don't even know it.
Yeah, listen. You vibing way up with Angela Yee.